Welcome to Michigan Reimagined, presented by T.A. Forsberg and Wagoner Financial. And here's your host, Chris Buck.
So as a native Philadelphian, I'm often on the lookout for quality Italian food. And granted, there's several decent sandwich and pizza places in the state and in the region, but I'm specifically excited about a new offering coming to mid-Michigan and within walking distance of my home, by the way. Here to discuss the offerings from Toscana Restaurant and Wine Market is the general manager, Eric Weber, and the director of sales for Concord Hospitality, which includes the hotels that Toscana is going to be housed in, Corri Harvey. Welcome to the show, Eric and Corri.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So we'll get into this, but actually, let's just ask the question. So starting the discussion, where is Toscana going to be housed specifically, so those who know the region will know where to drive to?
Yeah, so listeners familiar with the region will probably know about the Red Cedar development. So the redevelopment of the area along Michigan Avenue, kind of that corridor connecting East Lansing to Lansing, across from the Frandor Shopping Center. So the hotels and Toscana are one of the last pieces of that development, right along the Michigan Avenue road. That's
perfect. Very well delivered. I love the Red Cedar project, and I just mentioned in the intro that I live right down the street. You've got this defunct golf course that's just kind of overgrown. There's all kind of flooding issues, and it's been, I think, a 7-year run for them to get this all figured out, and we're at the finish line. The hotels and this restaurant are really the crown jewel and the finishing touches on student housing, traditional apartment living, and senior housing is all kind of part of this massive new development, which is awesome. So what hotel flags are going to be flown at this property?
Yeah, so there is a Hyatt House Hotel, 139-room extended stay property with amenities that really make guests comfortable for a longer period of time, full kitchens, pet-friendly, things like that. On the other side of the building is a AC by Marriott, so it's an upper business class, European-inspired experience that'll really suit the business travelers in our area.
Fantastic. Okay, so you've got two different flavors, right? And and hotels, a lot of people say you check in, you stay overnight, you check out, and you leave. But there are so many brands, and I've learned that over the years that each brand has a flavor and a target audience. And you did a nice job of encapsulating that. So we've got a lot of people coming in that are maybe moving to the region, and this is a place for them to stay, or maybe they're here for a month-long project with their employer or whatever. And so the one side is an extended stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely we'll be able to assist those moving to Lansing for new jobs, or maybe working for a semester at the university, things like that. They will definitely be comfortable there, able to cook their own meals, bring their pet with them, and enjoy some outside space. So absolutely.
That's awesome. And then Toscana, where exactly is Toscana going to be placed within these hotels?
So we're down at the end unit of the Marriott AC, just facing kind of Old Bag of Nails there.
Got it. And is it on the ground floor or is it up high?
It's on the ground floor.
Okay, got it. Perfect. And so clearly this restaurant is going to be for the public as well as the people that are staying there, right?
Yeah, so you can just look at this as like an independent operator kind of being attached to the hotel, but we are open to the public, and we welcome them. We have valet parking that's available for everyone.
Perfect.
There is an entrance into the hotel for our guests as well, but like I said, we are aiming for the full market.
Right on. And is Toscana a brand, an established brand, or is this a standalone endeavor of someone's?
So Concord Hospitality, the company that we work for, has a suite of restaurants called their Opus Collection, and this will fall under that. And these are individual restaurants that they are opening, and they're all one-off. So there isn't a cookie-cutter model that they're following. Everything is set up to be one of a kind.
Got it.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So what's the website for Toscana?
ToscanaLansing.com.
Got it. Okay. Because I went on there to prep for the show, and I'm like all really kind of jacked about all this. I'm very, very excited. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff on there. So you've got, the highlighting the aesthetic of the restaurant mostly, which I kind of thought was cool because clearly there's areas where you can look at the food stuff, but there seems to be a lot of pride and a lot of thought into the way, and it's a brand new building, right? Built from the ground up. Right. So they could take some liberties and make this place the way they wanted to make it. A, why is that important? And B, can you share some of the cool things that make this restaurant unique?
Yeah, so we really wanted to do something that's different to the area and the community. And we're really trying to grab the market and highlight wines and fine food and the market and kind of have a little bit of something for everybody. So for someone who may be intimidated by a wine list and big wines and big prices, we have these wine machines that are self-service where people can get a 1 ounce, 3 ounce, or 6 ounce pour. Huh. So it offers you an opportunity to go up, just kind of self-serve yourself and try and maybe extend your reach and your grasp and explore new avenues of wine. We'll have tasting notes for this stuff. We'll have a sommelier work in the area. So we're educating people. We've got tasting centers set up so people can kind of form communities around these things and have social events and gatherings. And it's really just a neat space.
That's awesome. I mean, I lived out in Seattle during the kind of the advent of the microbrew revolution, right? Mm-hmm. And so going into these places and trying beers that you've never had before is something, but you were always kind of committed to the full pint. And now I'm noticing almost every brewery or even, brew pub that doesn't make their own, but they're offering the 5 ounce pours. Yeah. So now you can try 4 different, decent amounts of beer, but still have 20 ounces, which is really an imperial pint, right? So, and it sounds like the wine industry is kind of doing the same thing, or at least Toscana is doing the same kind of thing where you can go
you can
pay by the ounce.
Kind of a flight
of
wine.
Right.
It makes it really accessible to people in the area who haven't maybe seen a wine list like that before or aren't sure where to start. So we're excited to see people try new things and bring that to the area.
That's fantastic. And the aesthetic, I want to get back to, I'm not going to let you off the hook here. So what will people experience when they kind of come in? Because there's a lot of description about the decor.
Yeah, so I mean, there's just live plants everywhere. Lots of work with woodwork and the lighting. I mean, they have thought of everything in the design of this restaurant, and the ambiance. I mean, it is incredible. We're as much for date night as we are for casual gatherings and fun activities. I mean, we've got a patio that wraps around 3 sides of the building. And so we even have patio space for private events. We have patio space for big group gatherings. It stretches in front of the building where we have lounge areas. So, it's a great place to either go and have a cocktail and some cheese and hang out, or to go and grab dinner with a bunch of friends. I mean, we really try to create spaces for every element.
Because there are definitely restaurants out there that can be intimidating.
Yeah.
Right. And what I read, and it sounds like you're really trying to say we're going to have great stuff that is worthy of date night, making reservations, putting it on the calendar and making it a special event. But don't be too worried about not just kind of rolling in. I mean, you might need to wait. Who knows? You're not open yet, right? So the proof will be in the pudding, so to speak. But stop by for lunch. It can also be a casual experience. Don't be intimidated. Come check it out.
Or come meet up for a group gathering and have drinks. I mean, it really is. It has all these amazing spaces. The patio has a fire feature. Yep. We've got a pergola that opens and closes, so it allows light in when it's sunny out and shade and covering when it rains. I mean, it's just an incredible space.
It seems like it too. And then obviously with the 2 hotels, you're going to have a lot of people that are in town and you never know who and what they're going to be motivated by. But you've got probably 1,000 people, if I do the math correctly, between, and we'll see whether it's truly affordable enough for the student base that's next door to you, but you do have the other residential space and you've got the senior house. I mean, I think it's just going to be so welcome, and you've got hundreds of homes directly across the street. You're right off the freeway. I mean, it just seems like it's going to be a home run, and I'm really excited for you guys to get open.
Well, we're counting on it.
So there is an outdoor space. We talked about that. So, and I talk about Italian and Toscana certainly leads to that. But is there any kind of signature style, or is it in the spirit of a certain part of Italy, or like what can people expect from a menu offering?
Yeah. So really, we're just trying to concentrate on the quality of the product more than like the region of the cuisine.
Sure.
So everything is being made from scratch as much as possible. We're making our own pasta in-house. We're making sauces from scratch and not buying like canned tomatoes and things like that. We're really trying to take things down to the best form and produce the best product that we can. I've been doing Italian restaurants for 25 years, coming from Naples, Florida. And,
okay.
This is going to be up there with them. We're really going to hit a home run with this.
And you talked so the wine wall. I think you've already alluded to that because it references that. And I had a question here to say, what exactly is a wine wall? But I'm assuming that that's the kiosk type of a setup where you can do the ounce.
Well, so behind our kiosk setup, we do have a wine wall, and that's part of our market, really. And we have retail wine as well as wine that is used for the restaurant. And we'll have all kinds of information. And, the tasting is built around that as well. So it's just, it's trying to tie the market into the restaurant.
Okay.
So try a pour and then bring your favorite bottle home.
Yeah. Is that okay? Right. Yeah. Because you said retail, and that would be fantastic.
Right. Yeah. So that's the idea behind the wine machines. You come, you try something out, you like it, you can sit down at dinner and get a bottle, or you can go back to your room or catch a ride home and take a bottle with you.
Right on. Okay. And so you mentioned the tasting tables too. So is that something that you reserve with a group of people and say we're coming with 4, or is it?
It's just first come, first serve. There's plenty of space to hang out around these things. It's meant to be real social. So they're kind of like community tables.
Right. Okay. So you can just roll up and there might be 6 or 7 people around this community table, and there's a som there that, or at least a server
work in the area
who can work. Okay. Fantastic. All right. And then to the hotel side, I know for a long time, Mid-Michigan was hotel poor. Like we needed a lot more rooms. How important kind of is say the university, proximity, or, how confident are you that you're filling a need? How do you even do that kind of research that these hotels are going to, be as successful as you want them to be?
There's a lot of research that goes into that, but that's my job here. So we have seen when the university came back after 2020 that them coming back in person really boosted the economy. I think that's evident in almost every business around town that we were lacking without them here. So it's huge. We are 0.2 miles from campus. You can walk to Brody from the hotels. So that's fabulous. Less than a mile to my seat inside Spartan Stadium, which I'm really excited about here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, right.
So that's an integral part of where we're located. The people traveling in for those extended stays, working a semester, or whatever that looks like. And then also the AC providing a really great impression to stakeholders of both the university and our downtown businesses. It's great to just be able to offer an elevated experience that's worthy of the capital city. I think that's important for everybody. So we're here to deliver.
That's awesome. Yeah, and with the FRIB, right, the facility for rare isotope beans. I mean, my understanding is that facility, being as unique as it is going to bring in scientists that almost like rent the space for 3-4 months at a time, and then they're take all your data and go home kind of a thing. So this seems like a perfect type of housing solution. And then I don't know how many bedrooms they have. I think it's like 170 over at the Red Cedar Lodge, right? So the senior housing component. So you're probably going to have kids that maybe aren't in town anymore whose parents are living there. And, I'm sure that those facilities aren't built with guest bedrooms so they can stay at a really nice facility and literally walk across the parking lot or bring mom over to Toscana and have a nice meal. And like that organism, the community of the greater Red Cedar project just seems like a home run.
The whole area is so walkable, and that's what really makes it great. Not only is it really walkable with an amphitheater and a children's playground, but it's also a social district. So
right, I just read that in the paper.
Yeah,
so that's official?
It's going to be soon, yes.
Okay.
So it will be a social district. People will be able to, grab a drink on the go and listen to a band at the amphitheater, or go to Old Bag and Nails for dinner, grab a drink and walk to go see grandma, whatever that looks like. It really is revitalizing that corridor, which is just the most exciting part, really.
Yeah, it's kind of made a community within the community.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And Eric, you mentioned you've been in the industry for 25 years doing Italian and all that stuff. So I'm pretty convinced that that's going to, be a success and authentic. And you've been in the hotel world for a long time too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I opened the Courtyard in downtown Lansing with the same company, Concord Hospitality, in 2021. And did a few other hotel things before that. But it's just been great to be able to bring these products to a market that was in need of them, as you previously mentioned.
Yeah. So now as a director of sales, do you have facility space?
Yeah, so these hotels have about 5,000 square feet of meeting space. The largest space is about 3,800. So social events, trainings, and other conferences for up to about 250 people. And then Toscana has their own private dining rooms. So 2 private dining areas with terrace space in Toscana, where you can really capture that experience in a more private setting.
That's fantastic. Okay, good. So if people wanted to learn about the spaces for these trainings or business meetings or things of that nature, social events, how would they get in touch with you?
The best place to go is to the websites for all 3 entities. So achotelansing.com, HyattHouseLansingEast.com, and ToscanaLansing.com.
That's fantastic. Good. And so you'll be able to do events too. Like you mentioned, you've got these patios and private terraces even for groups. Yeah, right on. That's fantastic. Are there any answers that you want to deliver to questions I haven't asked yet? I mean, is there any nuggets of knowledge that you want to impart before we wrap up today's show?
We'll open on August 31st. So that first MSU football weekend, we'll be ready to welcome you and all your guests to East Lansing.
And you'll be able to find us on Open Table. We recommend reservations. We are going to try to hold a few seats back so that we don't become a reservation-only place, but they are recommended.
Got it. Okay.
And you'll see us appear on Open Table a couple days after we open. It'll be walk-in only for the first few days, and then we'll start seating guests according to reservations.
Perfect. And we're recording this in early August, so I'm not, when this goes live, there's a good chance that you guys will both be open for business, and we'd love to get in touch with you. I want to take a tour. I'm definitely going to hit that wine wall.
We'll see you a seat.
We'll see you there.
Right on. Fantastic. Well, we've been speaking with the Director of Sales for Concord Hospitality, Corri Harvey, and the General Manager of Toscana Restaurant and Wine Bar, Eric Weber. Thanks so much for joining me here today.
Thank you.